Good morning. Good morning. To all who are here in the sanctuary and or connecting with us through technology or watching after the fact, I welcome you to People's Church. My name is Robin Miesler-Kubinik. My pronouns are she, her, and I serve as the president of the board this year. Worship today is led by our minister, the Reverend Carin Bringelson, our worship associate, Danny Anderson, and our interim director of faith formation, Bridget Laughlin. We also have Rishi Wagle on piano and our special musicians, the People's Church Choir. All people of goodwill are welcome here at People's Church. As a welcoming congregation, we celebrate and honor your sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. We also celebrate and honor your immigration status, whatever it may be, your race, ethnicity, and cultural background, and your journeys with faith and doubt. Additionally, we celebrate and honor comfort and discomfort with money, bodies of all sizes and shapes, abilities and disabilities, both seen and unseen, your age and generational perspectives, and so much more. Whoever you are, you're accepted here just exactly as you are. A special welcome goes out to any newcomer joining worship today. If you would like to be added to our mailing list, please contact the church office, or if you're here in person, you can fill out a green card that you'll find in the pew rack in front of you. It's fairly bright. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, there it is. And then you can place it in the offering plate as it gets passed. Following today's worship, online participants are welcome to chat with everyone gathered on Zoom. And if you have an order of service, please look at the back and consider if there's something you'd like to get involved with here at this vibrant congregation. I especially want to point out that today is our chili cook-off. In-person participants are invited to partake of food and festivities and conversation in the lower level after service. You do not need to bring chili to eat chili. That's right. So come on down and enjoy some food. Then 2 weeks from today is our congregational meeting on Sunday, December 7th at 11:45, which is different than usual, so please bear that in mind. We are starting early this time. We're going to do a little experiment. So, not next Sunday, 2 weeks from now, December 7th at 11:45 here in the sanctuary. If you're not able to attend, there are proxy forms on the table in the back of the sanctuary you can fill out after the service. Finally, during this month in which our theme is nurturing gratitude, we extend a great big thank you to the behind-the-scenes people who make today's gathering possible. They include faith formation adults who worked with our children and youth, who are Lou Wilcox and Aaron Wild, Matt Wild on internet outreach, Bill Hart and Terry Detterman on the sound system, greeters Kathy Juba and Joy Winey, and the kitchen crew headed up by Megan Murphy-Salyer and me. With a sense of gratefulness for this time of being together, I now invite you into a moment of awareness which will begin and end with the ringing of our singing bowl.
harmony is born of different notes and chords of lived experience. All who want peace sing for justice. Join in the call. If you want peace, sing for justice. Gather in song. Here we join with friends and strangers. All may belong. You who bring hope, fear, or sorrow, help us sing anew tomorrow. If you want peace, sing for justice. Gather in song. We who want peace work for justice, so shall we grow. We will work to see the day when all may be whole. Naming truths while burdens bearing, singing, sharing, learning, caring. We who want peace work for justice, so shall we grow.
Thank you, choir. We arrive carrying the familiar ache of not enough, writes the UU minister, the Reverend Dr. Michelle Collins. Not enough time, not enough rest, not enough certainty about what comes next. But here, in the space between one breath and another, something small and persistent whispers, you are held. We come from days that felt too ordinary to notice. Commutes and meetings, dishes and deadlines, the unremarkable hours that make up most of living. But buried in the mundane lie small miracles we walk past without seeing. Some of us learn to count blessings on our fingers, others to whisper thanks to ancestors, or earth, or sky. We carry different languages of gratitude, different ways of recognizing what sustains us. All of them are welcome here. Come, let us worship together. While Bridget comes, I wanted to say that our chalice is a reminder that in hard times our ancestors in faith acted with courage to bring hope and safety, to bring life itself to threatened people. As Bridget and friend come forward to light our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you online to light a candle nearby or to hold a warm intention in your heart. And as you are willing and able, please join in reading aloud our chalice lighting words, as together we say, we light our chalice today as a reminder of who we are called to be in a world still dangerous and despairing. With courage and faith, we bring ourselves to the work before us.
All those who wish to join are invited to join me in saying the words of affirmation of this church.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Our gathering hymn today is number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song, found in the hardcover hymnal. I invite you now to rise in body and or spirit to sing together hymn number 108.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, the far of Him that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What through the tempest round me roars, I know the truth it liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to the rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? To prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing?
Anyone who would like to come up here and see what's in the Wonder Box up close, adults or children, to come on up front. Have a seat. Okay, there are lots of things in here today, so I'm going to bring them out in the right order. Does anyone know what these might be? What kind of chalice? They have fire, so they are flaming chalices, right? Whoa. Good thing flying flaming. Yeah, so luckily not a real candle and not lit. So these are a couple different forms of chalices. We have another one up there. Does anyone know where the chalice started, where it came from? Oh, kinda. So during World War II, there were a lot of people who were being hurt and captured by the Nazis. And the Unitarian Service Committee was helping people escape from Europe so that they would not be put in jails and camps and killed. But they needed a symbol. They needed a way for people to know what was safe and where they could go. So there was a minister named Reverend Charles Joy, who was in Lisbon, Portugal. And that was a place where a lot of people from Europe would go to Portugal, and then they would take boats away to other countries where they would be safe, like the United States. He asked an artist who was from from Austria, named Hans Deutsch, if he could come up with a symbol. So Hans was thinking, well, like those old oil lamps that made a light in the darkness, what if we put a light in like a cup? And so he made the first flaming chalice symbol. And that symbol would be put on papers. People would light chalices in their windows. And whenever anyone saw those symbols, they knew that this was a safe place, that they could go and get help. So that is where our chalice started. And then after the war, it didn't disappear. Some congregations, some people just started using it. Eventually, it became like the most recognizable symbol that we have as Unitarian Universalists. The message of the chalice is that even a small little flame can make a big difference, right? One little flame in one window might have saved somebody's life because they found a place where they could go, right? So just like now, one little thing that we do can make a big difference in the world, yeah? So do you remember what you guys talked about in faith formation this morning? Yes, you learned about Juan Lopez, who, if you look in the insert of your orders of service, there's a picture of him. We learned about him and how his organization is working to save a river in Honduras so that the people can use it. Which leads us into guest at your table. This is something that the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee does every year. They support organizations all over the world, and they invite congregations to participate by getting a little box, maybe putting it on your kitchen table so you can imagine that these people are sitting with you and eating with you when you have meals. And to put a little bit of money, some coins, or maybe $1 or something in there every day. And then at the end of July, on January 11th, bring them back, and we will add them all together. All that little change, all that little money will become a lot more when we put it all together, and we can send it off. And then that money will be combined with the money from all the other congregations who are doing this. And all these little seeds of justice will be able to make a big difference in the world. So, we have two ways to make these boxes. One of them is you cut them out, you fold them, you glue them. It's a little difficult, I'm going to tell you. It took some doing. The other way is if you just cut out the ones that go around like that, you can put them around a planter and then use that to plant things later. Much easier to just cut out and make the little sleeve. So, can I get a couple volunteers to hand these out to people? What did you do? Do you want to do some, Nash? Okay, so why don't you take that side. If you would like a box, raise your hand. And Ollie, you take this side. There you go. Like one per family is good. And if you decide you want the planter version, I will have these at the back of the sanctuary when you leave, and you can take one of these as well. This version is a big version of the box that Reverend Carin made. This will be downstairs at the chili cook-off if you would just like to make a donation one time and not mess with coming back on the 11th. So. No. Looks like one extra back there. There should be 2 pages. Oh, whoops. I'll bring some more downstairs, so if you come down for the chili cook-off, you can get the missing pages or get a whole one. Yeah. So let's sing our traveling song, Where You Go. This is our hymn, well, is our hymn of the month? No. That's our traveling sign.
Go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
As Unitarian Universalists, we hold shared values, including one called justice, which means that we work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all feel welcome and can thrive. This also means that we promise to dismantle racism and all forms of systematic oppression, and we support the use of inclusive democratic process to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large. In order to live out our value of justice every day, we draw inspiration from a wide variety of resources, including direct experiences of transcending mystery and wonder, and sacred, secular, and scientific understandings that help us make meaning. Today's source of inspiration comes a reflection entitled Planting Seeds of Justice, written by Naomi Uraib. When I think about the concept of planting justice, I'm reminded of a Mexican proverb that states, "They thought they could bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds." Growing up, I didn't fully grasp the meaning of this proverb, but as I've matured, I've come to understand its significance in my life. I am the child of former undocumented immigrants and a queer, non-binary person who was raised in a conservative Christian fundamentalist household. My parents held very traditional views. I know what it feels like to be rejected by society, religious leaders, and even my own family. From hiding my parents' legal status to avoid our separation, to enduring conversion therapy and having my family limit contact with my nieces out of fear that I would influence them to be queer. Each attempt to suppress me only grounded me deeper in the support of my friends, chosen family, and mentors. This support has allowed me to grow stronger than ever. This is how I see our situation today. We are living under a fascist government that is attempting to tear us down, creating an illusion that nothing can be done to change our circumstances. This government is dehumanizing immigrants of color, attacking trans and non-binary individuals by restricting access to gender-affirming care and promoting Christian nationalism as a solution to the country's problems. Despite all this dehumanization and radicalization, which seeks to bring us down, we must remember that we are like seeds. Each time we are pushed down, the soil around us, our community, solidarity, and resistance nurtures us, allowing us to sprout again. At the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee, or UUSC, I have witnessed the resilience of our grassroots partners. When USAID funding ended, we conducted a survey to assess how our partners were managing. Many reported that they had to cut staff and programs to survive, which was heartbreaking to read. However, what stood out to me the most were their responses to our final question, whether they had anything else to share. Almost all of our partners expressed gratitude for us checking in and asked how we were doing amidst the chaos. Their solidarity inspired me. It reminded us that UUSC and our supporters serve as the nurturing soil that sustains our partners in challenging times. When governments and large foundations step back, we remain grounded in our values, moving forward together and refusing to back down. In the end, the Mexican proverb reminds us of a truth that goes beyond hardship. Being buried does not signify the end. Rather, it marks a beginning. Like seeds, we grow strongest in the soil of struggle, nourished by community, chosen family, and the unwavering belief that life moves forward even in the most dire conditions. Those forces that seek to bury us, be it government oppression, religious fundamentalism, or systemic abandonment, fail to recognize that every act of repression only plants us deeper into the soil of resistance. Just as UUSC partners continue to rise, supported by the rich soil of solidarity, we too will sprout into something stronger, more rooted and more abundant. The question is not whether we will grow, but how we will nurture one another's growth. Therefore, I leave you with this thought. If we are the seeds, together we must also be the soil, tending to each other so that what is planted in struggle may bloom into justice, dignity, and liberation for all. Please join us in singing our hymn of the month, number 1051. We will be singing it as written with all the repeats, so watch the slides if you have questions. I invite you now to rise in body and our spirit to sing together hymn number 1051.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Thank you, Danny. And thank you, choir and Rishi. And thank you all. Yes. During this month, in which we are nurturing gratitude, I have been filling up my palm-sized 10Q journal. We handed these out several weeks ago. I keep it small, so I have a very low bar of expectations for myself. And I've been working on trying to connect one gratitude with another, which is connected to yet another. One recent gratitude I have is for texting. It keeps us in touch and connected in ways we might not have been otherwise. Earlier this week, I got a text from a congregant saying that they had that hymn of the month stuck in their head for the last couple of days. So I'm actually grateful for music and for the hymn of the month. Why? Because it gave me the opportunity to engage in theological reflection, even through a text exchange. What does Spirit of God mean? I'm grateful that Unitarian Universalism's shared value of pluralism gives us space to share answers that are different from one another to that question. We learn and grow together with respect. I'm also grateful for one of my favorite lines in the hymn. We are the breath of the ancestors. This line connects me to our shared value of interdependence. We are connected across time and space to the human and more than human kin alike. We are the breath of our ancestors is also a line that speaks to our value of justice, especially when we think about the breath of our human ancestor, like the Reverend Charles Joy of the Unitarian Service Committee, someone who worked to build, in his context, to build the diverse, beloved, multicultural community where all feel welcome and can thrive. Almost 85 years ago, Reverend Joy was breathing courage, love, and hope into the refugees he was serving. His work helped to save lives. He was planting seeds of justice. And in many ways, Reverend Joy is still breathing courage, compassion, and justice into us here today, because the USC evolved into the UUSC, the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. We are the inheritors of that life-saving organization. We are the descendants to which the work of justice-making has been passed. We are, along with the UUSC, connecting with that Mexican proverb. They thought they could bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Seeds need soil, sunshine, and rain in order to thrive. For justice to grow, small actions from all of these elements working together are needed. How does the UUSC continue the mission of bringing safety, hope, and justice to the people who need it most? They work with organizations and grassroots leaders from all over the world. 4 of those grassroots leaders are on the front of your order of service and on the insert for folks who are here in the sanctuary. And before I explore one of these partner organizations, I want to lift up the justice seeds that People's Church has been named as important for this current year and for 2026. LGBTQIA rights, immigration justice, and Iowa water quality. Now, not surprisingly, we are not the only group who cares about these issues. So does the Asylum Pride House located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In 2022, Victoria Sorois founded the Asylum Pride House, or APH, which supports LGBTQ+ asylum seekers by providing wraparound services that include transitional housing and case management services. As you might imagine from its name, APH works at the intersection of housing, instability, immigration, and the LGBTQ+ community. I learned from their website that around the world today, 68 countries criminalize same-sex intimacy, and 37 countries make it a crime to be a trans person. So people are fleeing these danger zones and asking for protection here in this country. The Asylum Pride House has welcomed LGBTQ+ people from 21 countries from around the world, including Honduras, Guinea, Sierra Leone, China, Venezuela, and more. APH is the only U.S. organization doing this specific intersectional work. For the past 3 years, it has functioned as a pilot program, using a 5-bedroom house as its hub. The APH team started small in order to confirm that their service model was working. The team wanted to make sure that the programming was responsive to the community's needs. By now, several rounds of APH's clients have transitioned out of the house because they successfully obtained work authorization, jobs, independent housing, and social support. And here you see one of the bedrooms and a U-Haul to represent both the stability of home and the future of relocation. Now, in fact, just this summer, 5 new folks were able to move into the house because other individuals had moved out. And that's a huge turnover in the program, considering that it's only a 5-bedroom house to begin with. One of the goals of APH is to foster a true sense of community, making sure that past, present, and future residents feel connected and a sense of belonging. As the founder, Sorois, puts it, within the queer community and the migrant community, there are a lot of challenges around isolation. The whole purpose of why we went with a more community-style housing model is because we wanted to combat that type of isolation. We want to help address the mental health issues that come along with the process of seeking asylum. We want to see folks make truly lasting friendships and bonds. And it seems to be working. Previous APH residents have returned to the house to volunteer with spring cleaning, participate in the potlucks with the current residents, and attend some of the organization's events. Here is a picture of a group of folks participating in the Welcome Walk that happened this past October. It's a fundraiser for the group, showing LGBTQIA+ asylum seekers that they are all welcomed and wanted in Philly. Now that the pilot phase of the program has proven to be successful, APH is focusing on expanding their capacity. It's needed, that's for sure. In the past 6 months, staff have been contacted almost weekly by LGBTQ+ asylum seekers looking for housing and case management. And unfortunately, they've had to turn people away. Growing their capacity requires finding funding, which is an ongoing issue, because as Sorois notes, it's very hard to grow a case management program that's not federally funded. We work within a community that has historically never been well served by the philanthropic community. So we rely on individual donors, small family foundations that trust us, the USC, and faith communities that really see that this work is needed and trust that we're capable of doing it. As it turns out, she is currently in talks about converting an inactive convent into a home for LGBTQ plus asylum seekers. And she is blown away by the way that UUSC, the Sisters of St. Joseph, and some of the other Philadelphia-based faith communities have always stood beside them. Clearly, the seeds that the APH team have planted are continuing to sprout and spread. Past residents are returning to volunteer. Faith communities are offering opportunities for expansion. The soil is rich. The seeds will grow. The plants will thrive. Our job here in Cedar Rapids, our role is to nourish the soil, not just for the APH seeds, but for all of the organizations and grassroots leaders that the UUSC supports. There are video stories for each of the 4 organizations being highlighted this year, and we're including all of them in our weekly newsletters. So I invite you to watch them and to learn more in the weeks ahead about all the ways lives are being impacted and transformed. Then there's that last line from our hymn of the month. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each queer child in Honduras, in Guinea, in Sierra Leone, in China, and in Venezuela, a morning star rises and sings to the universe. Every child, every person is sacred and worthy. I invite you to be the breath of the ancestors for future generations by putting a guest at your table box on your table this holiday season. Giving in even small ways can make a big difference when we work together. So may we be grateful for all that we have. May we be grateful for what we can share. May we be grateful for the seeds and the soil, for this chance to grow justice with partners around the world. May we be so, and may it be so. Amen. Blessed be.
James Adaman writes, "Giving thanks is an essential response to the gifts of life and creation. When we divorce gratitude from justice, however, we begin to turn in on ourselves and neglect the Creator's call to live generously, equitably, and sacrificially, so that gifts and gratitude are shared by all." As our special musicians make their way forward, I invite you into a time of gratitude and generosity. The offering we collect today will go to support the mission of the People's Church, which is leading compassionate lives through spiritual growth and just action. In addition to having the option of putting cash or a check into the offering plate being passed here in the sanctuary, you can also donate by mailing a check to the church, donating online at peoplesuu.org, or using the Vanco mobile app. And now, with a spirit of nurturing gratitude, this morning's offering will be lovingly given and gratefully received.
We belong to the earth, breathing its air, weeping its rivers, sharing the flesh of all things living. All we owe is gratitude. In the woods we return to reason and faith. There we feel that nothing can happen in life. No disgrace, no calamity that nature cannot heal. Standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the blithe air and uplifted into infinite space, all ego vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball, seeing everything. The currents of universe life rush through me.
We belong to our kind, sharing a life, sharing a being, living the way of all things human. All we bring is gratitude.
Each morning when you arise, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think and enjoy, to share a time in the blind sweep of fate that holds us to our place in the order of things. I am owed nothing more than the opportunity to experience whatever life offers without anxious dependence on the future. Let us make what we have sufficient for this day.
We belong to a time blessed by its peace, swept by its warfare, sharing a part of all that happens. We respond with gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you for all the ways you embody generosity. May we be transformed by our giving, and may the world be transformed by our gifts. James Amadon also reminds us that whatever your gatherings and feastings may look like this week, I encourage you to give thanks for the gifts that have made your life possible, and to ask for guidance in how you might extend those gifts to others in ways that cultivate healing and reconciliation. We now enter into a time of prayerful meditation, a time to silently acknowledge your great joys and deep sorrows, your gratitudes, and your needs for healing and repair. Danny will start by lighting one candle in honor of all the asylum seekers and refugees around the world, including in this country. For those who would like to come forward in silence, you'll have two options to symbolize the stirrings of your heart. You can choose either a candle or a stone to place in the sand or in our communal water. And for those of you online, I invite you to simply type into the chat candle or stone or the name of someone you'd like to lift up. And after our candles are lit and our stones are placed, we will invite everyone to speak aloud that which stirs our hearts, whether or not you choose to come forward. And so now, all who would like to may come forward down the center aisle and return to your seats by the side aisles. as you are willing and able, I invite you into a time of prayer and meditation. Spirit of life and justice, breath of the ancestors with us here today. We know that the items placed here and the words typed into our online chat are mere symbols of all that we carry in our hearts. And yet, we place these candles and these stones so that our joys and gratitudes might be amplified and our sorrows and burdens might be lifted. In a spirit of communal sharing, let us now name aloud everything for which we are seeking a loving witness. Ukraine, Gaza, Sudan, Jonathan, Cheryl and Charlie, loved ones near and far, the asylum seekers, the refugees, those without health care, those without support. For all that was named, and for all that remains in the quiet of our hearts, we ask that it be held with love and with compassion. May it be so, and amen. Today's closing hymn harkens back to the fire of the chalice, the fire of commitment that asks us always to remain ablaze for justice. So please turn to hymn number 1028 in your teal hymnal and sing together number 1028, Fire of Commitment. Please rise in all the ways that we do.
Sing the light of days remembered, burns our beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness to the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our minds and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of
All are invited to read aloud our words to extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Before we enjoy one last gift of music from our choir, I offer you this blessing, which comes from Heather Vickery, who is the coordinator for congregational activism at the Unitarian Universalist College of Social Justice. When we plant a seed, we aren't always there to see it grow. Plant the seed of justice anyway. When we water a seed, sometimes we need someone else to water it the next day. Trust in community to nurture these seeds with you. We have all benefited from seeds that others have planted. Now it is our turn to plant, to tend, to nurture. In these hard times, go forth and plant as many seeds for justice as you can, knowing they will grow and bear fruit when the time is just right. And I add, knowing always that you have enough and that you are enough. Blessed be, and go in peace.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies.
Grateful we raise, grateful we praise, 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 grateful we raise, grateful we praise,
For the
grateful we raise, grateful we praise, grateful we raise, grateful we praise,
for the beauty
grateful
of
we
the
raise,
earth, for the splendor
grateful
of the
we
skies,
praise,
for the love which
grateful
from
we
our
raise,
birth over and
grateful
around
we
us
praise,
lies. For the beauty
grateful
of
we
the
raise,
earth, for the splendor
grateful
of
we
the skies,
praise,
for the love which
grateful
from
we
our
raise,
birth over and
grateful
around
we
us
praise,
lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth